At 39, I was able to achieve financial freedom and quit my job. No 9 to 5, no Monday blues, just freedom. It sounds like a dream, right? Let me tell you exactly how I made this real. At 32, I was in the same position that many of you are in. I'd worked in a pretty good job with a pretty good salary. I'd also tried my hand at starting a business, but I did not have much control over my time. One day, I asked myself, do I want to keep doing this till I'm 60? The answer, of course, was a hard no. But the question on my mind was, is financial freedom simple to achieve? When I finally understood it, it was actually laughably simple. I did not win the lottery. I did not start a unicorn startup. I just used the 2 steps and the 3 levers that drive the financial freedom flywheel. The 2 steps are actually simple and very well known. Calculate how much wealth you need to retire and then go and build that wealth. I know you're thinking this is something that you already know, but the thing is, knowing something and acting on it are 2 completely different things. I've talked to many people who wanted to retire early and they didn't even know how much money they needed. The key for me was to understand what I call the flywheel of financial freedom. It's quite simple. As you start to earn more and more, it feeds your savings. So you can save more and more, which then starts to feed your investments, which can now be more and better, which eventually again starts to feed your earnings, because those investments will start to make money for you. And as you keep pushing this flywheel more and more, by earning more, saving more, and investing, it starts to gather momentum and eventually reaches a point where it does not stop, even if you stop earning. But the most important aspect of this flywheel is that there's one key thing you need to do for each part. Before we look at these, please take a moment to subscribe for more real stories on freedom, career, and happiness. To earn more, the one key thing is skill. You obviously need to earn enough to make your flywheel move at a certain speed. And earning more, at least in initial stages, is based on getting very good at what you do and raising your skill levels. At least that's what I personally did. I made sure that my fundamental skills were very good. For example, I was able to get into and grow in Amazon for almost a decade. I was good at what I did. Without that, this wouldn't be possible. Now for the save part of your flywheel, the key aspect is your lifestyle. Despite earning very well, if I had not contained my lifestyle and had allowed it to grow as fast as my income, I could not have retired because my flywheel would have been slowed down by minimal savings. I ensured that my savings were very high. In fact, in the last 6 to 7 years before I retired, I was saving 70 to 80% of my after-tax income, as you can see in this graph. So from 2016 onwards, I was actually saving 70 to 80% of my income. Without a focus on your savings rate, there's no real reasonable way to retire early. The third pillar of your flywheel, invest, is driven by discipline. The flywheel is accelerated more and more by disciplined and consistent investing and avoiding the urge to make short-term gains and investments. Discipline ensures more and better investments, which will drive your flywheel faster than ever and eventually feed your earnings. At 39, my flywheel was turning fast enough for me to slow down and stop working a full-time job. So I pulled the plug. But here's the paradox of this whole journey. This wasn't early retirement. It was intentional living. I still work on things I love, but on my own terms. Retirement does not mean doing nothing. It means doing only what matters. Building things you care about, spending time with people you love, and having freedom over your time. And that's what I bought, not with millions, but with clarity, consistency, and compounding. Now, this isn't just my story. It can be yours too. Remember, freedom is not a dream, it's a plan. Subscribe for more real stories on financial freedom. And if you want to master the 5 key metrics required to achieve financial independence, watch this video.